So I used to say to the kids up in 405, where I taught 8s, 9s, it's okay to go last. Don't compare and contrast your talk to anybody else's. So Ursula and I were sitting and thought after, the first few, we looked at each other and said, oh no, and we still have to go. And then Ursula knocked our socks off. So with that, I'm going to pretend that I'm going first. Thank you to the Bank Street community, to my friends and colleagues that are here this evening. I am honored to be here and to receive this award. Becky, thank you for that introduction, and congratulations to my incredibly distinguished co-honorees. To describe professional growth, I have been using a metaphor of stepping stones across the river. And I do have to tell you that a joke I put in the margin while I was listening and then crossed off was, does anyone have a thesaurus for the word reflection? So anyway, I use this metaphor of stepping stones across a river because receiving this award has given me a chance to look back and reflect on the stones that I've walked across to get here now. So please join me as I reflect on 4 important stones along my path in education. The first stone, a philosophy of teaching. I am deeply appreciative of the years I spent here at Bank Street. This stage, too, has lots of meaning for me. Joan Senadella, who's not here this evening, said that I was a lot like Cecil B. DeMille sitting in the back of the auditorium as my children created plays up here on this stage. So as a teacher in the School for Children, in the graduate school, I shaped a philosophy of teaching with all the influences that everybody has spoken about so far, the importance of child development, relationships as the basis for all learning, observation, interactions, and, this one's for you, Judith, using active investigation and representation for learning. From here, I proceed to the second stone, collaboration with colleagues. Early in my career, I was fortunate to form relationships with amazing colleagues. Many of you are sitting here, and many were at Bank Street. Lev Vygotsky says, we become ourselves through others. Collaboration has always helped me clarify my thinking. With others, I've written publications, produced videos that articulate the what, the how, and as has been said already this evening, and most importantly, the why, of effective teaching in ways that ignite others to be as curious and engaged by their experiences as we want children to be by theirs. Working closely with colleagues inspired me to move to the third stone, which I will call parallel process. When I first began working with teachers and coaches, directors, and others, I emulated prevailing models of professional development, presentations, and training. While I was good at incorporating active learning, hands-on activities, small group discussions, my overall and deep internal mindset was that I had something to impart. I know what to do. Here's what you should do, and here's how you should do it. Well, despite research to the contrary, this approach remains all too pervasive in our field. Does it yield sustainable change, significant impact, stronger and more competent and confident voices among practitioners? I don't think so. In struggling with the realization that my early work supporting educators was not yielding the enduring results necessary to strengthen our field, I asked myself, we don't train children, so why do we train adults? I shifted my attention to parallel process. Simply, how we are with adults must model what we want to see between adults and children. I've learned that in practice, this means relinquishing some control of the content and trusting the process of facilitation to draw out and genuinely build on the knowledge of others. It means learning how to really listen, even when it's really hard. How to really observe adults in order to draw out their wisdom, guiding them as they articulate what's effective and what they own. And then inviting reflection about the specific decisions they're making and the impact they're having on children's learning. More and more, I'm seeing how this approach leads adults to use effective practices with increased intentionality, and to educators feeling stronger, more competent, and powerful. Which leads to my fourth stone, advocating for optimistic leadership. As Becky said, optimistic leadership is a foundational principle of Leading for Children, the nonprofit I began last year because I wasn't ready to retire, Dan. I believe that every person who contributes to the education of young children must embrace a stance of optimistic leadership. Optimistic leaders have an open mind, allowing them to see the possibility of the future that has desired results. They are driven by purpose and focused on outcomes. By embodying optimism, early learning professionals readily collaborate, what a concept, with colleagues to develop a coherent vision for themselves, for their programs, for children, and for families. As I continue on my path in early learning, I too am committed to social justice. I strive to stay curious and open to learn. To me, this is the essence of being alive. I look forward to the stones ahead and to crossing them with many of you. My early learning and work here in the first years of my stepping stone laid a solid foundation for all that has come after. Thank you so much to the Alumni Association for honoring me with this award. It is an inspiration to keep going on this exciting journey to improve the lives of children, families, and educators.